In a previous video, I reviewed the Mustang P51, which is a great RC airplane for people who is beginning in the hobby. So it comes with all the control surfaces you will find in bigger airplanes like ailerons, elevator and rudder, and it also has a stabilization board inside, so any beginner can fly without any problems. But in this video I'm going to review the Corsair. I like the look of this airplane because of the negative dihedral here and then comes back up. So that's the main characteristic of this airplane. It is of course a design from the Second World War, and it has the same characteristics as the Mustang P51 because it has the ailerons, elevator and rudder, and also the stabilization properties. So let's take a look, because this airplane is almost similar to the P51, just at another airframe, but let's see how it flies. Let's talk a bit about the history of this airplane. The Corsair is a legendary World War II aircraft designed to operate from aircraft carriers. Its characteristic inverted gull-wing design was adopted to solve the problem of the short landing gear and retractable wings. The wings had to be retracted for storage in the small spaces of the aircraft carriers, and to make the landing gear be able to retract inside the wings, it had to be designed short and compact. The problem was that the short landing gear will make the propeller touch the ground. So they designed the wing in such a way that it gets closer to the ground with a negative dihedral, and then it goes back to positive dihedral. That way the landing gear was extended farther to protect the propeller during landings. So you may be wondering, why didn't they use a smaller propeller with more blades? Well, because the engine used is very powerful and works at maximum efficiency at certain RPMs. The smaller propeller needs more revolutions and probably more propeller pitch, reducing efficiency. Also, making a long landing gear was heavier and took up more space. So the design of the Corsair F4U is the result. With this little history class, we can now see our little model aircraft. The only thing it does not have that the real one does is the flaps. But that would be a big and unnecessary exaggeration for this small model aircraft, making it also heavier. I still find this type of model great for those who have never flown a radio control airplane before, especially because of the flight mode with stabilization. It becomes much easier to keep it in the air. The flight characteristics are very similar to the P51, the one we reviewed in the previous video, so take a look at that video to find out more details about this type of aircraft. If you want to buy this radio control plane, I'll leave a link in the description below. So now let's see some of the flights. If you're wondering how far it can go, well, far enough. Enough to lose sight of it. In these images, you can see how I fly it very high, maybe 60 or 70 meters high, and it already looks quite small at that point. More than that and you can lose the plane for not being able to judge the direction it is going. And as I said in the previous model in the other video, I highly recommend this type of model aircraft for those who want to have fun and fly without worries. Since it is easy to transport due to its size, easy to fly, and if you crash it only bounces off the floor because it's made out of foam. And it also has a very simple propeller system that comes off when you crash and you can put it right on, that way avoiding damage. But if you want to take this hobby seriously and get started with model airplanes, you can consider buying other large radio control airplanes. You just need to buy the radio separately, batteries, the charger, and so on. This plane comes with everything you will need except the AA batteries for your radio. That's it for this video, I hope you enjoyed it, and remember that you will find the link in the description below if you want to buy this plane, and I'll see you in the next project.